Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, back for another episode of Age of Wonders 4 as we continue in our Fire Giant Advanced Strategy series here. I have a lot to go through for this one, some feedback from you guys, and also some notes I left for myself. I want to start with the stuff that I kind of forgot to do in the last episode, or things that I wanted to prepare in the last episode. So, first off, the Shepherd on my Mage, I was talking about how I wanted to get rid of that. That's actually going to be pretty good for me, I think. A little bit of a spoiler alert here, but we're going to be turning our units into elementals in this playthrough, which kind of throws, it kind of spoils one of the tomes we're going for, but that's okay. It's relative to my strategy, so I think it's worth mentioning here. So the Shepherd ability, the hero, if I get this, I get Druid. And that does give elemental units more hit points and unit upkeep. Or less unit upkeep, sorry. So that's actually not bad for me at all, and I do want to keep that on him because eventually all of his units are going to be elementals. So I actually quite like that. I do need to level it up to promote units in the hero's army, which you can evolve or promote, so promoting does count towards this, which is nice. That means that when the knight, the defenders, those guys rank up into their higher version equivalents, I will get progress towards that. So we'll be working on that. Once my units are elemental, getting the major ambition is going to be very easy, because when a combat with only elementals by your side, if all my units are elementals, that's easy to get. So just wanted to point that out. We will be keeping that on him. Also, speaking of my heroes, just to avoid any confusion, I did change the appearance on my Death Knight here. He was wearing a hood. He looked more like a ranger every time I looked at him, so I went in and I changed how he looks. I think that looks much more like a Death Knight. But same guy, I haven't changed any of his equipment or anything, but I am about to. We'll come back to that in a second. Finally, equip the chest plate of vitality on somebody. Actually, I'm going to do that now. So what I'm going to do is equip the chestplate of vitality on Hephaestus, which is going to give him more defense and hit points. Actually, maybe I do want him to have... No, I'm not going to give him charge resistance. Or he doesn't need charge resistance as much. The other guy, the Death Knight, I might actually... Giving him charge resistance could actually make him good at baiting units into charge attacking him, and since he's a defender, that kind of works for him. So I would rather give Hephaestus this to give him a little extra defense and more hit points. So we're going to do that, confirm it, and then on the next turn we'll swap the Quillhide onto the Death Knight, and also we're going to swap one other item as well. I believe it was... I'm going to skip down in my comments here because I don't want to give this to the... Yeah, okay, so it was Chris Lighthawk who suggested this. I should probably give the Juggernaut Greaves to Hephaestus. I know Hephaestus already has Juggernaut, which allows the unit to crush non-fortified obstacles. However, crushing non-fortified obstacles also crushes things like boxes, or like, not box, well, it does crush things like boxes, but it also crushes things like plants and stuff that you can hide in. And that can actually sometimes be a bad thing. Plus, I think the extra defense on Hephaestus, he kind of needs it more. That's the other problem. And I do think that's a valid point. If Hephaestus had more defense, I might let this guy keep this. But Hephaestus really doesn't. So we are going to unequip that so that on the next turn we can give that to Hephaestus. And that should take care of those heroes down there. Other things from you guys, feedback from you guys that I wanted to go over before we jump into it. Well, actually several of you, real quick, let me change this. Pointed out I was looking for the Materium symbol for this house, or the fire symbol for this house. It's under Materium, and I just looked over it like a million times, but it's right there, so grabbed that. Hopefully it doesn't look too much like the other symbol to be confusing. I might actually change that later if it becomes a problem. From Roderick, remember to set units on fire before using Searing Blades. This is another reminder. There was an opportunity that Hephaestus could have thrown a fireball at something, which I believe is guaranteed burning, I think. Hurl Flame. It just says inflicts burning, so it doesn't look like it's a chance or anything to work. So yeah, if I have the opportunity, lob a fireball if Hephaestus he can't reach anyone, and set someone else up for doing more damage. From Andre Stemeyer and Beatrix Are for Kids, Academy was canceled because the buildings needed for the boost and discount were canceled, or were destroyed, sorry, which increased the gold cost to a point where I couldn't afford it. That happened up here. I was building the Academy, and it just stopped. And the reason it stopped is because when they moved onto this tile and began pillaging that forester, it canceled what I needed to boost it. And when that boost disappeared, because now I have 0 foresters, the cost went back up because boosting a building also decreases its cost. So when the boost disappeared, the cost went back up to a point where I could not afford it, and so it just canceled the production of the building altogether. That is what happened up there. I wouldn't have put that together myself probably, so I appreciate them for pointing that out. But yeah, I just ran out of money. That's all it was. So, also from Beatrix Are for Kids, the blacksmith in King Realm is probably a good idea to build since I'll be making a lot of troops up there. I agree with that. I do want to check and see. Okay, so they're going to be stuck pillaging that for another couple turns. So we actually can squeeze the blacksmith in here, and it is literally every last little bit of gold that I have to do this, but I think it's worth it. Because I actually do plan to give this guy quite a few troops in that house, because he needs to be able to operate up here fairly independently. So we're gonna build a lot of stuff for him, is the plan. From Chris Lighthawk, just a reminder that I can take both sides of a cave entrance with a single outpost if I want to. I'll try to remember this going forward. I didn't really need to yet, or didn't really want to yet. Having two separate outposts here on both the top and bottom is actually okay for me, because I like the spot where this one is reaching. That's going to be a good teleporter later, I think. To have it a little bit more to the east. Now the one down, what I could have done is put an outpost here, get Imperium for this, and then spread the borders up out here and get Imperium for that. It wouldn't have made a huge difference, because then I could have just put the teleporter up here. But this outpost down here, well, I would say it could pay for itself. It actually can't pay for itself. I sort of built this in the wrong spot. I wish I had built it here, because it would be giving me Imperium income now, and then I could build the work camp and put a mine here, and then it would essentially pay for itself. Plus I'd get the mana node. So it's kind of in the wrong spot. But I don't really have anyone to go out there and move it right now, so it's just going to have to be happy with where it's at. I will eventually still build the work camp there and grab this, but otherwise I don't think I'm going to do anything with that. I mean, other than stick a teleporter out here or change that to a teleporter when I have a chance, probably. But yeah, we'll have to leave it for now. Unfortunately, was not quite fully efficient with that one. Feedback from Barry M was just talking about my overall strategy going up here and getting the second city. Basically, the conclusion from the conversation was that I probably shouldn't have brought as many units back down here to clear all these nodes as I did. I should have left more units up here. And I think I think that's really a good point, especially considering that I knew this army was coming, and I just chose to not do anything about it and bring all my troops back down south. I didn't really need to do that, because I was building troops in the south, and they were kind of like coming to meet up with my guys, and now I'm getting pillaged because of it. So probably should have stayed split up, but that's okay. At least I can use the extra troops that I have down here now to pretty easily clear this derelict workshop. So I don't know how much stuff's going to be on there, but with the normal defender strength setting, it shouldn't be as difficult. And then finally, I guess this is probably the comment that's going to generate the most thought and planning from me in this episode. John Wiens pointed something out that really made me think about a lot of what I'm doing down here. John Wiens pointed out that if I annex Flowing Fields, I could get double the binding essence and fragments income from the maze structure. This thing I'd be basically doubling down on it, because there's plenty of provinces here that it could grab. And then I'd be getting twice as much. I'd be getting 40 binding essence and 10 fragments per turn, which is really, really good. I could make basically any items I wanted to, barring like limitations based on magic materials. That is a great point. I'm not really anywhere near annexing Flowing Fields yet, so it's going to be some time before I can do that. But the other thing that this got me thinking was that if I annex flowing fields, where are its borders going to go? Well, logically, they'd go up this tunnel here, because I'm still planning on taking most of this with Kingerhelm. There's not as... The land up here is okay. I'll probably grab that dark layer eventually. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot to write home about in Kingerhelm. So I'll probably just grab all these water tiles underground and call it a day. But this one, if I go north, not only is this Ward of Fates right here, but with just 2 province expansions, I can get to the edge of Trinity Island, and possibly this whole city. I think if it reaches as far as I think it can, this entire city could take over Trinity Island. Now, I want to count this out, because technically that is 1, 2, 3 spaces, 4 to get here, 5 to get here, and then it's like 6, 7, it's kind of hard to see here, 8, 9, 10, about 10 spaces. Cities get 2 by default. Every level of Town Hall increases it by 1, that's 6. I get +1 from being underground, that's 7. And then I can get +2 province annex range from nature, that's 9. I think I could get almost all of that. Let me count that out one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the water on the edge, 7 would be the middle of the island, 8 would be the center tile, 9 would be this one. So I could get every single island in Trinity Island, which is really, really good, and might be better than me sticking a city up here next to Trinity Island. So that is definitely worth considering. I have some time before I have to make a final decision on that, because I can't buy flowing fields yet anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Like I said, I've got time to think about it. But flowing fields is going to continue to grow. As you can see, it's got population of 8. So whenever I do annex it, it will be able to just grab a whole ton of tiles all at once. And that'll be kind of nice. I just will have to get my outpost out of the way. So worth thinking about. But don't need to make a commitment about it just yet. Aside from possibly not building a city where I was planning to build it. Oh yeah, and I was intentionally leaving these guys down here, because I didn't want to have them go topside and then get jumped by and fight too many armies at once up there. Okay, that's all. Let's, well, actually, let's start researching another tome before I forget to do that. Next tome is in 1 research cycle. Not really sure what I want here. I actually don't need to get the Summon Lesser Magma Spirit, despite being a fire guy. I'll be able to get all the Magma Spirits I want later, and I'll be able to summon them at Tier 3, if I want to. I don't really think I'm going to use Awakened Tools very much, but it might come in handy if I need to fast-track soldiers somewhere. Let me see what spells I'm missing. You can just flip over here to my tomes. I don't have... Okay, so I've got everything from Pyromancy I want. I don't have Spell-Tempered Shields. That's an important one. Wait, hang on. Am I casting that? No, wait, no, I'm not casting it because there's no check mark next to it. So yeah, I have not researched that. This is worth re-rolling to get Spell-Tempered Shields. Yeah, there it is. That is absolutely worth grabbing. In my opinion, it's a must-have for this build, or really any very shield-heavy build. I almost always like to go Tome of Enchantment. The extra resistance that provides is astoundingly good. All right. There's a couple other things to go over as we're cycling through the next turn. First off, I noticed we have a slight problem down here. Brown is expanding into this cavern that I was originally planning to expand into myself, where the Cursed Fields is. And I thought, maybe I need to rush down there and kick out Brown. But then I was looking around and realized, well, there's other places I could set up caverns. This city has a lot of lava tiles, which are good for me. I can build special types of mines and stuff in there. And there's also 2 Ancient Wonders, a Firehearth Foundry, which gives a lot of draft and counts as a mine, it's very nice, and the Golden Gate, which gives a ton of money and also counts as a mine. There is a hostile city in here somewhere, but it's probably something that I can deal with. And then we've got Sanguine over here. There's also another cavern up here, which doesn't look as big, but might be worth sticking a city down. Somebody looks like they might be building, or they're digging through that cavern there. And there may be other diggable terrain in here, and I could take this over. If I put a city here, and I put another one in here somewhere, it would give me a very compact empire, easy to defend. Whereas if I go down here, I'm spreading out a little more, and the cursed fields down here doesn't really do me much good. Also, I don't think it really does the person who's moving in here much good either. They are more of a Materium person. They're probably not going to be doing a lot of undead stuff. So I think I'm just going to let them have that for now. I don't want to spare the resources to go deal with it. I would rather fight over this cavern, I think, just because it's got the good wonders in it, and it's got all the lava in it, and I think and it's just more compact and closer to the rest of my stuff. So that's the plan, I think. However, the plan is a bit limited because if you look topside, we have Celestial Haven just chilling up here, and that's a little bit of a problem because I noticed Celestial Haven is sitting next to a giant dragon skeleton thing. Any city that has 3 tiles next to this is going to be able to make dragons, and that is something that they are not allowed to have. However, if I put a city down here, I could get the dragons by simply expanding up that cave entrance, which makes this altogether a far more valuable location than this one down here. I think this can be ignored. We'll end up fighting through this cave entrance probably a lot, but that's okay. It's right next to my capital. Should be fairly easy for me to hold that off. So that's the plan, at least for now. Let's go ahead and carry on. Let's get this guy in the water and explore around here a little bit. I want to come more south, see if there's a pathway through here. I want to see what's in here, if I can. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to have him come back down south and try to see what's through here. As for you guys, we can go break some stuff. Maybe. It looks like... Okay, so what I can do here, this is unfortunate because it kind of wastes a turn, but I can't go up and just attack them because if I do, it's going to pull in... Oh wait, I can't attack that stack. If I attack them, it doesn't pull in the center, but if they attack me, it would. Okay, never mind, we're fine. We're fine. I can pop up here, I can send Hephaestus up to here, and then we'll just kind of run into them. That is a safe battle. I'm going to go ahead. We'll let the AI cast spells and we'll auto it. There is a tier 4 in here, so gotta respect that. I think they did fine. I'm not gonna bother with that one myself. And then I can move up here. We will take the knight once again because he's got that extra movement. And attack these guys at the derelict workshop. I will allow spell casting again for this one, I think, because I would probably use it myself as well. Got a little beat up, but all things considered, I think I'm okay with this. We're going to close that. Derelict workshop is down. I get a golden wyvern mount. That's actually very good. Oh, and I forgot something. Items. Should have probably done that first, but we're going to give those Juggernaut Greaves to Hephaestus. Now his defense is up to 5. That's pretty good. And also, I can go back to this guy, give him the Mail of the Razorback like I was talking about, and now he can have a Gold Wyvern mount, which is pretty neat. The mage has a horse, right? I'm not sure that either of them really... I think giving the mage the horse is fine. I would rather this guy be more mobile. So yeah, we'll give him the Gold Wyvern. Confirm that. There we go. A Death Knight riding a Gold Wyvern. Now what I want to do is... I think I'm still going to build an outpost up here. I kind of want to... So the way that I'm thinking about this is... I might want to make this a city up here anyway. Or at least prepare to make a city up here. And the sensible place to do it is to build an outpost here so I get the Imperium income from this. and then build the mine here so that the outpost pays for itself. You know what? I think that's fine. I think just leaving an outpost up here and planning, I think I am going to plan like with what I was talking about with flowing fields down here. I think that just makes a lot of sense. Flowing fields could end up being a very, very good city. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with that plan. And we'll put the outpost here. That gets us the Imperium, and then we can grab the gold mine and not only pay for itself, but I'll actually be making a small profit off of that outpost, which works well for me. Now I'm wondering what this infestation is here. What's that connected to? Must be something coming out of those mountains in the south. There's I can't tell if that's part of a fated region or one of the handcrafted regions. I'm not really sure what's going on down there. But I can't really afford to wait around and find out. I have business to attend to back underground. So the plan is with Hephaestus, like I said, to go back through here and try to get over to the Firehearth Foundry area. This is going to require going through a fairly windy cave area, but that's safer than going through the overworld right now. However, it may be the case that I want to take Hephaestus' army over here and actually make a run at Celestial. Oh, you know what? No, better would be... The better solution would be to get into this cave as quickly as I can and use this cave entrance as a staging ground for attacks against purple. I think that's the plan. The only problem is it's going to take a little while to get over there, but I guess if that's the case, I better start moving. So we're going to send these guys back underground. Actually, we're going to not get too ahead of ourselves. These guys need to catch back up with each other. You probably will move just as fast going down there. Okay. They actually are going to need to stay up here for a turn, just in case something jumps everybody. So we'll worry about healing later. These guys' job is pretty straightforward at this point. It's just run at the enemy and stop the problems at King or Helm. I did finish a defender out here. We are going to order another one. Like having plenty of liege guards around, they are going to be the backbone of my armies. So I'm just going to keep building more defenders, and then they'll also help that hero get renown, which will be nice. Because once they promote, the hero will get that bonus. I am going to go ahead and activate Purging Arrows. It only affects one unit right now, so it's not very expensive to do. And I am going to... How far am I off from getting up there? Apologize for any audio bugs. The audio in this game sometimes goofs up for me. So the reason that I'm trying to kind of think this through, I think I'm going to wait on this for now. Or I guess it doesn't hurt to get it ready. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and at least get it ready. I'm going to probably have to use Call Militia. No, I'll wait. I'll save the casting points so that I can get spell-tempered shields up faster, I think. I would rather make sure that I have that up as quickly as possible. Although I don't... Actually, there's not really anything I'm going to fight. Okay, we'll just get this ready. We'll just get Call Militia ready. That way I have it when I need it. And I'm probably going to need to use it up there, because I think I'm going to need the extra firepower to kill those guys. I did get the Wizard's Tower and Obsidian Forge. I'm probably going to swap over to the Estate Hall, just get that extra food and growth as fast as I possibly can. It's also worth considering where I might want to build a farmstead here. That's also a very good... I think the Estate Hall first is probably more important, but then thinking about the farmstead is probably pretty good. And then I also... Well, no, I'm pretty much out of money at that point, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it be. He gained a level of renown. He is now a level 4 governor, which actually doesn't really do him any good. He's not a governor. I mean, that's the problem. He's level 4 renown, but he's not a governor, so he's not really giving those bonuses to any units for the feudal aristocracy, but that's okay. The others will catch up eventually. He is there specifically to be an elitist, and for that, I need him to reach level 12, so we just got to keep knocking out levels with that guy. I think that's everybody. all Whispering Stones are assigned. I know that was an issue in the last episode. I forgot for a turn to do that, but Flowing Fields has it now. It looks like we are going to reach Pact of Vassalage. I don't think anyone's going to catch me at this point. It's probably worth checking on the status of mana fonts here. They're going to be vassal in 5 turns, so that's good. I think we've got these 2 covered. And then there was the one other one. Actually, wait, no, I took one away from Flowing Fields. That's right, because I was working on Salazdem up here. That's okay. Flowing Fields... you know what? I think I'm going to swap... Okay, so Flowing Fields, because of the conversation we just had about how I'm probably eventually going to annex them, it might be worth taking this away from Mana Font and giving it to Flowing Fields until they become at least my vassal. Although, does it really matter? The one that I really need to become at least my vassal is Salazdem. Or Mana Font, and then Flowing Fields would just need it indefinitely after that point. Okay. I'm going to keep it where it's at right now for just 5 more turns to finish Mana Font. Although 5 turns does seem kind of like an eternity, but I'm so close to the Pact of Vassalage with them that I would rather just get that vassal status with them and then swap it over to Flowing Fields and just leave it there for the rest of the game, or until I incorporate them into my empire. But the other one definitely needs it because I need to get a head start over the AI in case they meet them and want to try to catch up. So that is the plan. Because even if I gave it from Mana Font to Flowing Fields now, I would have to then turn around and give it back to Mana Font just to get that vassal status. So it doesn't help me get Flowing Fields any faster, as far as I can think. So we'll just go to the next turn. We'll leave it where it's at for now. I just need to try to remember to pay attention and... Oh, that's another derelict workshop over here. Well, that's a them problem. That's not a me problem. I just need to try to remember to pay attention and know that as soon as Mana Font is a vassal, to take that Whispering Stone away and give it to Flowing Fields. Which I was planning to do anyway, because I wanted to lock both in as a vassal, but I'll just leave it with Flowing Fields for longer. Yeah, Celestial Haven's going to be a problem. I do not want them getting dragons. I want to have dragons. I will probably actually just burn that city to the ground. For Doom the Bells Toll. Interrogate the man to learn more about... Oh, hang on a second. I don't want to deal with this. Hey, this guy kind of looks like Steve. You guys remember Steve? He's not looking well. Interrogate... Steve to learn more about the threat from the mists. I could use this to just get more draft, but I don't know that I have the money to take full advantage of it. I could jail him. That doesn't really do me any good. The Crown of Accuracy, though, man, I would like to have that on my archer. That's 30% accuracy plus the status resistance, but I also kind of want to know more about what's going on. So it's whether I want an item or whether I want information about the Toll of Seasons. It has been a while since I played with this event, but I'm pretty sure that this one spawns this thing near someone's city, and you don't know whose it's going to be. And this, like, helps you kind of plan for it a little better. But I want his crown so bad. I think we play it safe and take the information here. I'll be able to get focus crystals, and put accuracy... Actually, do focus crystals give you an accuracy bonus? I'm not sure if they actually do. I'll probably find other crowns and accuracy-based items as the game goes on. So I think we take the information. Any extra information I can get about this is probably useful. It just says awaiting the spreading mists. Wait, does it just tell me what type of damage they're gonna do? I thought it was always poison because it's Fey units. Maybe this will give me more information as time goes on. I'm not exactly sure what extra information that gives you, to be honest, so I'm just hoping for something good. But I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, well, we're going to take the work camp there. So that I can get the gold mine and have this outpost start paying for itself as quickly as possible. I guess my plans don't change for now. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go back underground. I'm actually going to come through here and dig this wall out so that I can connect things up faster. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Probably need to... If that city can grow, I'm going to want to grow it out in that direction. Oh no, I need the Archon blood, actually. Yeah, we'll just have to walk. That's fine. Alright, let's get back underground. Gosh, there's a lot of things to think about at the moment. We'll get back underground with them. They'll heal up. Hephaestus can patch up down here, which is good. Could actually use a bit more patching up, to be honest. I think now is when we take natural recovery. Yeah. I've got the Imperium for it, so let's grab it. There, that's quite a bit of extra health recovery. I think I'm going to need that. I finished the next defender, but the city is actually under siege now. That's a bit of a problem, because I don't think I can make it there in time. I might need to forced march this. Can I even do forced march yet? Well, I could have if I didn't just blow through my Imperium. I don't think they're going to make it in time. I was not expecting them to siege the city. I thought they'd just keep pillaging stuff, like the farm over there.
Huh.
That is a problem. I can summon the militia still to put up a better fight. And I can still keep making guys, like another defender, which I'll probably do. If I get another defender and 3 more pikes, I'll lose the battle, but I'll probably take out a good chunk of their stuff with me. What kind of hero is this? Javelin, melee strike. They're kind of dangerous looking. They'll have a lot of damage output. They are weak to fire, though. In fact, everyone here is weak to fire. Okay. Well, here's the plan. We stick with the build defender strat, because a lot of this damage these guys do is physical, from what I can tell. I guess there's some cold mixed in there, but it's mostly physical. Defenders are good at resisting physical. The Corrupt Soul is going to be a problem. That'll absolutely be a problem. But I think continuing to make units for now is probably the way to go. Yeah. Tempting to try to get the Pyromancer for the extra elemental damage. That Corrupt Soul would be weak to fire, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's pretty weak to fire. Okay, I'm going to try to grab a Pyromancer. And I might have to hurry the production of it on the last turn. But for now, that's where all my gold is going to go. And I'm going to move these guys as quickly up here as I can. But I'm probably going to have to forced march them at some point. We'll do that on the next turn. I still don't move any faster on roads than I do in the... Yeah, I don't have advanced logistics, so I'm moving just as fast whether or not these guys are building roads right now. But they'll get there as quickly as they can. In the meantime, I guess you guys hold ground. I think I can save that city, but it's going to be a little close. Alright, I'll just have this guy keep sailing south, and I want him to, like I said, get over there, explore those caverns. Definitely do want to get spell-tempered shields up and running. And we are at my next home. Okay, so I actually need to consult some of my notes here, because I have this all written down. But I believe the next thing that I want to go for is Okay, so I have to choose between winds and revelry. I believe we're going to go winds first. We're getting winds because I took the accuracy bonus, and I do plan on working Zephyr Archers into this build. Also, Abducting Cyclone is an absolutely amazing combat spell, and Seeker Arrows is an absolutely amazing enchantment. Revelry is also very good. We will be picking this up. Blood Fury Weapons is very good. Reveler's Heart is pretty good. But I think I want winds first. So we're going to go with that. There's also probably more stuff that I want in the Materium tree. And this will get me more Materium faster. So we'll take that.
High above the petty machinations.
And we get all three things that we wanted. Oh gosh, spoiled for choice here.
The winds blow wild and free.
I think we start with
uncaring, powerful.
Do I start with Abducting Cyclone and then pivot into Zephyr Archers? I think I do that. Okay, so Seeker Arrows can be the last thing here. Because Seeker Arrows doesn't really do me any good until I have Zephyr Archers. So we're actually going to lock the Zephyr Archers. I won't be able to build any of them just yet. And that's okay because I can barely afford to build them. But what I can benefit a lot from is Abducting Cyclone. That, again, is a very, very good combat spell. And I got a feeling I'm going to need those pretty soon. Okay, we know King Helm's under siege. That's fine. We'll fix it. And I do now get a Fireforge Stone, which is fantastic. And I might actually be able to start making use of that by building a better axe for Hephaestus. Normally I'd want to put like a research post or something on this, but in this case, money is everything. I'm going to take the mine. But now that we have that Fireforge Stone, I can probably hop in here and make a pretty good axe for Hephaestus. Although I don't have the quite the binding fragments necessary yet to make him tier 4. So we'll wait on that for now. We'll come back later once we've collected some more stuff. Okay, we got Call Militia ready to go. I could potentially drop that twice. I'm going to try to get Spell-Tempered Shields up first. Then we'll decide what to do about Call Militia. If I dropped it twice, they might actually... Nah, they'd still die, but I mean... Yeah, because those are Honor Blades. Those are good tier 1 units. Yeah, I don't win that fight unless my mage makes it back. And all their armies. What I could do, though, is split them off. They're faster. They might make it in time. And I'd have to do it without those units, but they would probably make all the difference because... Fire Mage. Unfortunately, as now it's less units benefit from an experienced leader, but that's okay. I'm going to eventually probably reset his skills anyway. I'm actually thinking about doing that now. Because I was complaining about, or I was basically saying I didn't want experienced leader that badly in the last game, but that's actually, or in the last episode, but that's actually not true. That's actually pretty good on this build because of promoting units and pairs well with Shepherd. So I probably do still want that, but the question is, do I want it now? And also, do I really want this stuff now, when I could go get Devastating Evocation, a nice big fire-based AoE for dealing with those nasty undead? I think I reset his skills now. Yeah, I'm gonna want fire. I want that, and I want that nice big fire AoE. The rest of that stuff can kind of wait for now. I do want to get Initiate of Chaos so that I can get more fire on his attacks. And might want to start working my way down this line to get the critical hit chance and accuracy bonuses. Or if I can afford it, well, let's lock this in. Let's lock that in because I know I'm getting those. Okay, he's got one more left. I don't really need either of those right now. I think the damage output stuff is probably more important. I really like to focus on getting maximized magic as quickly as I can. These are also good over here. But I think the 20% crit chance and accuracy is what I normally go for first. Electrified, though, doesn't matter. Guided projectiles is nice. Yeah, I think I stick with my usual. There's also arcane strength down here, though. That's really good, too. I think we'll stick with the usual and get the electromancy. Actually, you know what? Getting channel power would be good, because that pairs very nicely with devastating evocation. I'm going to do that. We'll get him the extra resistance and try to get to channel power. That'll help make his big AoE that much more deadly, because I can trigger that right before triggering it. Okay. Sanguine is moving. I really hope they don't try to expand into this cavern, but I'm hoping that I'm thinking that this could slow them down, the umbral stuff, which is nice for me. Kind of working in my favor for now. The other thing I need to watch out for is brown. As much as I don't want them to have cities down there, it's not an area of the map that I'm concerned with at the moment, or at least not as concerned as I am with other areas of the map, I should say. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to come over here. We'll send my Death Knight out a little further to start digging that cavern wall in this turn, and then everyone else can just kind of move through it. Is that worth hurrying? No, not when I only have 90 gold. Alright. Oh, hey, actually my scout came back. Cool. That's actually good timing. I can use the scout to dig the wall out. Okay. And then the rest of these guys can come over here. And actually, I probably should build a bridge for them to cross. It'll help them move just a little bit faster. Where's the center tile for that? Is right there, so I could just build a bridge right across that real quick for them. Or actually, Hephaestus' army can just cross it there. That's fine. That works. They may need to build a bridge on their turn, though. But that's about as far as they can move anyway. Actually, if Hephaestus steps off of this, I'll just send this guy up here, and we'll do a bridge straight across like that. And that'll help everyone move. Then they can just move onto the bridge and get across. There, that saves a little bit of time. Okay, these guys, they will make it in time without needing to forced march, which means I can forced march on a smaller number of units if I need to. The question is, do I need to? Oh, hang on. Sorry, I keep toggling that on and then forgetting to turn it off. 2 turns left. It'll be next turn will be 1 turn left by the time they make it there. Those guys actually go in between turns, though. So it's 2 turns left now, and I'm at the end of my turn. It'll be 1 turn left when I'm at the end of my turn here, and then they'll break it, I think. So I actually do need to forced march on everyone. Which sucks, but it needs to happen. This is the time that you want to use it. So I very rarely pick this up. I generally don't like forced march, but this is one of those very specific situations where it is needed. And the earlier I trigger it, the better, because the units will be exhausted for 2 turns. Lose current 30% of the current hit points and become exhausted for 2 turns. Costs 20 mana. I don't like losing 30% of their hit points, but it's better than not having them in the fight at all. If I'm doing the math right here, let me check one more time, but if that's got 2 turns left and I'm at the end of my turn, it'll have 1 turn left when I'm sitting here, and then they'll attack when I'm too far away. Yeah, it's better this than nothing, so here we go. Now, I don't want to move them too close because I don't want them to get jumped. probably here is good. I don't think they'd be... Sometimes the computers are smart enough to, like, say I ended my turn there. I've seen them, like, move here and then split a unit just to do the attack, but I don't see them split more than that usually. So, but I want to be careful, and I'm just gonna err on the side of caution here, and I'll end my turn on a lava chasm, which should be harder for them to move onto anyway. Right there, and then it's a pretty easy straight shot for me to King or Helm from there, so I think this is the right call. And then also I am gonna force march on these guys too, and just so they can try to keep up. Let me check to see how that Pyromancer's doing. One turn left on them, so they're actually speeding up a little bit, so I won't need to hurry production on them. That's nice. And then you get to go down here and start exploring those tunnels. Spell Tempered Shields is ready. Let's get that up and going. Very, very cool. Love that spell. One of my favorite enchantments in the early game. And then I do still have Militia ready, which I'm going to need to probably pop on the next turn. I'll wait on it for now. There's no sense paying upkeep on units that aren't going to be doing anything. The only reason to do it now is if I wanted to try to recast it twice. Let's see, I've got 10 casting points, and I'll have 55 on the next turn, and it takes 60, I think? 60 casting points? It's actually not telling me. That's very inconvenient. I think it's 60. I think I could, if I started recasting it now, get it twice. Double down on it. But is it worth it for 4 pikemen, or am I going overkill here? I'm going to have 3 units. I'm going to be outnumbered in this fight. No, wait, no I won't. I will outnumber them, but not by much. I think that I do it twice. I think I do it twice here, because after I'm done with them, I'm going to be moving on to High Pledge and trying to stop this problem where it started. So getting a big army here, even if it's trash units, is still probably worth it. I do want to check and see, do militia have low maintenance? Alright, we're going to do it. I don't know if militia have low maintenance. I'm kind of hoping they do, but... No, they're just normal maintenance cost, okay. Well, it is only 1 gold. Costing a bit more in terms of mana than anything else. And then we're going to do it again. Yep, it'll be ready next turn. We will have enough to defend this city. We don't need to worry about that going down. Our guys are going to be a little tired for a bit, but that's better than losing the city. More importantly, losing all the units in it, because they would end up dying, and then I'd have to rebuild them from scratch, and I don't want to do that. Okay. I believe that situation is now under control. So who do I need to worry about next? Somebody's building something here. That is, again, in the cavern that I've decided I don't care about, which I'm sort of glad that I decided I didn't care about it right now, because it seems like everyone else and their mom is moving in there, so I'm going to just let that cavern be a mess, and I'm going to focus on that one. What I'm hoping is that there's some path from here to here. I'm hoping I don't have to go all the way up and around. Whoa, hello. Oh, this guy's got a change of heart. This is the one who is a shepherd, and I'm going to leave him as a shepherd. Like I said, that ability pairs well with elementals, and I'm going to have a lot of them, so we're going to say stay your course. Okay, so it's just a haunted graveyard. Honestly, that's not that scary. No big deal. Want to check something. I think I'm going to build... Well, building the road here doesn't really help me a whole lot. It'll help me get through the ice a little faster. I think I probably will go ahead and do it. So the center tile for this one is here, and the center tile for that one is there, so I can just easily connect those up. Kind of like... move you here, then move you here, then trigger road building. You know, I'm getting kind of into the minutia of this, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna move these guys up. Move these guys up. And then I will disable that because I don't need it. Attack with the knight for a safe battle. There's a lot of stuff here, geez. There's also something to clear up there. Can I reach it? Unfortunately, no. Actually, yes, the scout could reach it and then pull in the others. Okay, we got a lot we can get done here. Alright, first off, let's start with the graveyard itself. We can take that out. I don't need to cast spells in this one, so we're going to turn that off and then auto. That guy took way more damage than he needed to, but I don't think I want to do that myself. So then again, it's going to make the other auto combats more of a pain, so maybe I do it anyway. Yeah, there's no reason that unit needs to take that much damage. I'm just going to handle this myself. Because he's not going to have friendly territory to heal in for a little while. And I don't want my aspirant knight being on the verge of death. These are all undead. I'm fire. This is an easy fight. Let's see. Hephaestus can actually go ahead and just lob a fireball at somebody from here. It probably will hit the spearman with it. Set him on fire and sets him up for more damage. Also, I can lure people in with the zombie. Get the Death Knight up there. This guy probably charged in like a dang fool. When he didn't need to. Let's get the archers up to a good position, and that looks fine to me. Yes, attack the zombies. Good. Okay, perfect. I would very much like to set everyone in that area on fire. And now, that sets those guys up for more damage on their attacks, which is pretty perfect. I would also very much like to remove this guy from existence. I'm not sure how easily I can do that, but if I could get him out of Hephaestus' way, it would set Hephaestus up for an absolute ton of damage. Not sure if I can, though. Let's see here. Okay, he is isolated. If I move you guys back, how much damage do you do? Not a whole lot more than just attacking directly with them, so that's not really ideal. I could get you out there and be a little aggressive. How can I get rid of him? He's just in the way. Okay, I can move you here. We can do maybe a sundered defense. Gosh, dang it, it didn't work. Okay, Hephaestus actually has... Okay, Hephaestus has enough movement to get around this guy. So I'm gonna go like this. And then I have an extra unit to try to hurt him with. If I can manage to sunder defense a couple times, I think this kills. It doesn't quite kill. Okay, the archer might be able to get the finishing hit if I position them correctly. If you can manage to just even graze. Okay, we got it now. That gets him out of the way, which means Hephaestus can reach over here. The next thing that I want to do is make sure Hephaestus gets a kill here, because he has killing momentum, right? I think he does. Pretty sure he's... No, actually, I don't think he does have that yet. I think he's one level away from it. Okay, that's all right. I would like to ward him to... Wait, what's the range on that? Oh, that's 4? Okay, nice. Yeah, let's lock him to that Liege Guard so he can't take damage. And then I will go ahead and use the zombie to soften this guy up a little, just to make sure I get this kill. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but yeah, he doesn't have killing momentum yet. But maybe you can see where things are going with him. Now this guy is isolated, which makes him an easy target for these guys, and I can move the shield up. I can handle the fire. And I can move this guy up to kind of go with the shield. He can fly over everything now. We'll clear that out. In fact, and I'm going to go have him go here and actually instead bother the battle mage. Yeah. I guess the scout can run around back, maybe get an angle on something. Everybody else is pretty good where they're at, I think. There's no sense in sending anyone else on fire right now. Those 2 units should die on the next turn. Yeah, go ahead. Surprise flank attack. And Hephaestus gets a nice big smash to end the day. Oof. Ouch. Okay, that's a little better. And I got 2 levels out of that, and a bunch of items. Not bad. Ooh, fire shield. Oh, I think I might have to give that to the Death Knight. It's even more fire damage and more opportunities to inflict burning. Damage on opportunity attacks, that could also be good for the Death Knight. Ring of Escaping, that could be good for anybody. Well, let's take the reward and decide who gets what. I like Hephaestus having Vicious Killer and Flanking. We're going to leave him with those. However, I do, at this point, get... Oh, wait, no. I am 2 levels away from getting Killing Momentum, but we're getting there. War Seeker comes next. You have status resistance and invisibility on the world map. He'll never be doing opportunity attacks, so he doesn't need opportunist. Slip Away could be good for the mage. But status resistance is also pretty good. I think we'll probably give him Slip Away, though. I think I like that a little better than just 1 status resistance. And the invisibility on the world map basically does nothing, so we're going to give him the Ring of Escaping. And then the Death Knight, you have resistance. I think I'll leave him with resistance. I'd rather than have that than have the damage on opportunity attacks bonus. As for this shield, though, yes, we're absolutely going to replace that with this. It's more defense and more damage. And honestly, just looks cooler. Confirm that. He leveled up. I am going to get the free Wyvern for him. We're going to upgrade him. Having a free Wyvern is a lot better than having a free zombie. Okay. Now, what I want to do is have you build road. Keep trying to click excavate. We're just trying to get it over the ice for now, because we move just as fast through the normal caves. So 1 more. Enable road building. Go there. And everyone can now move as quickly as possible through here. Okay, looking good. Might need to split 1 unit off here, but that's okay. For now, these guys stand where they're at, and then the scout can run around here and actually initiate this fight. I'm going to let them go, I think. Attacking is tempting, but I don't want my morale to go, or my alignment to go too negative, so I start having trouble with the random events. I do want the XP, though. We'll just let these guys go and get a little bit of good alignment. That's fine. And then the scout can come down here and actually trigger this himself. And then this one we'll get XP from. Again, we don't need to do anything manually. That's a fine outcome. So We got another ring of escaping. Guess we'll take it. That's probably going to get turned into... You know what? I'm just going to disenchant that now. I'm never going to do anything with that. I already have one that I'm not using. Or did I give it to the mage? Actually, I did give that one to the mage. That's okay. I'll need the... I'm going to be using a lot of binding essence later anyway. Okay. Now these guys can make it to here. We're not going to rush them again. Going to get this army into that city to help fight off the invaders. And I'm going to add the militia to the group. Let's get you in there so you can lead them. Get the knight in there. Yeah, okay. I think what we do is this. There's no reason to wait, so I'm going to go ahead and summon the militia now. We'll get more of them. They can go hang out with that knight, and now we've got these guys. Had to spend a decent amount of gold to do it, but this area should now be secure. This is still a high-risk battle. What is the deal here? Those guys are exhausted. I am not really sure why the computer thinks this is a high-risk battle, which is concerning to me. It doesn't look like a high-risk battle. What am I up against here? Frostblades, Gloomstrider. It doesn't look like anything too crazy. What am I missing? Do I need to force march these guys again? Just to get them... Because I could. I will. I mean, if it helps at all, we'll get them in there. Stack them with those guys. I see no reason why this should be that hard of a fight, though. Okay, well, we're gonna allow the AI to cast spells and see what happens, but I think... Yeah, see, I won pretty handily. Now I'm gonna redo that. I think I can do it better, but... I just have to remember that some of my units in here can't heal, and it's gonna be most of the ones that I wish I could heal. But none of them can heal. Not that it matters, they don't have any healers. They do have catapults. That might be why it's giving them a little extra combat ranking, I guess. But I may be able to just take those out with spells. They are considered tier 3 units. What's the range on those? 3 to 12. I could either charge out and try to get them, or hide deep in my walls. I'm not sure. I need to count something out. Control G. Oh wait, does that not work in combat? Oh, it does, but it's hard to see on this terrain. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They can shoot fairly deep into the city's walls. I don't think there's any disadvantage to me just holding back and making them come to me. And hiding in my buildings back here. I'll probably try to bunch everyone up in this group of houses here. And then I could stay, maybe try to hit that with a couple spells and take it out. Okay, let me count the space from this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's this tile right here near that house, and a line going up, So it's kind of between this house and that little hut. If you imagine a triangle, I need to stay out of that range. And they can do indirect fire, so I actually probably need to stay behind those two houses. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it'll work, but they're the ones attacking me. Well, technically I'm attacking them. So we're gonna have them do the aggressive risk-taking here. Hopefully the catapults just spend time hitting the walls, which I don't care about. Okay, well, they're hitting my friends. But he can't shoot again for 2 turns. Okay, we might move back up here to set up. If they run through those walls, they may bunch up, and I could set up for a decent AoE. All right, let's kind of hide behind this group of houses here. It looks like this is going to be more the center of things. It does look like they are more than happy to charge. I'm more than happy to let them. We want to get the injured people in the back. Get the mage kind of in the middle so he can help defend, and I think this will work. Ah, of course you'd come in with a crit. Alright, he's gonna need to get healed. If I can reach him with the bannerman somehow, I could do that, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Instead, I think I'm gonna hit that stack in the middle with as much firepower as I possibly can on this turn. Alright, here's what we do here. We can do a lot of damage to that group. If I use Flame Strike, this sets everyone on fire. This mage gets a damage bonus for people being on fire. So he does more damage now. And then Immolate also does more damage for people being on fire. So that whole stack in the middle is just about dead now. And that's like half their army. Now I want to move up just a little to protect him with that pikeman. I want to try to get this guy, I'm going to put him here and move him up just a bit. I want to get this pikeman back for a little healing. And kind of fall back then and form a line so that my mage has a clear shot when the rest of that crap gets in here. And then you can go here and give warding to more people. That javelin that hero threw hurt. I don't know if I've ever done a battle like this before where I'm hiding from the catapults on defense. This doesn't happen very often. Okay, that was just a graze. That was far less scary. And they're doing damage to themselves but simply by attacking me, so that's nice. One of them just died. Good. If I can kill him, that lines up a clear shot on that guy for my mage. I think that's the right thing to do. Let the mage then tear that corrupted soul apart. He was not on fire. I probably should have done this. Yeah, I should have done that first. He'd probably be dead. Let's go ahead and try to light you on fire. I can't really heal anyone with him right now, so I'm just going to try to get a lucky shot. Nope. No lucky shot from me. Kill him just for lowering enemy morale. The pikemen are all expendable, so if they die, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. And then we'll move you up here for extra defense. You can go hang out near him for the extra defense, and it's just a couple units left, so I think we've got this. That guy isn't really that scary anymore. We're going to flip you around and have you defend. That militia can't do anything. You can't do anything. I'm thinking about hitting him with Immolate. I'm not sure that it's really necessary, but... Actually, it would probably be better to hit her with it. Soften her up. Make sure I... Oh, she's dead anyway this turn. Okay, we've got this. Nice. And dead. No deaths. Okay, good. It's a crappy army, but it was enough. Contaminated Chaos Eater. This gets me that item that she was using. It's a ranger weapon, so I can't use it on anyone right now, but we'll take it. Might get a ranger in the future. Maybe it'll be handy. And then you go back there, and I'm going to try to get the best units stacked with the mage.
Hey.
Defenders, bannermen, and actually, more importantly, anyone who might evolve soon is actually more important. Like this guy, for example. Why don't you go stand with him? We need to make sure that I'm positioning that mage with people who can evolve or promote, well, specifically people who can promote, so that I get this faster, more renown. Really need renown on that mage. Alright, you can start exploring in here. Ooh, there is a focus crystal over there. That alone might make that cavern worth hanging out in. Do I go straight for Wizard Tower level 2? I mean, maybe. In fact, I was able to complete that instantly, so cool. We'll take it. Kingerhelm can't afford to do anything now, but I do have that little bit of extra Imperium. I'm actually making Imperium at a pretty good amount now. This should be done with the work camp by now. Yeah, let's get the mine. I can't afford the palisade walls. I'll try to grab those next. And then that'll be a nice little outpost there. Just to hold that territory for me. Unfortunately, I gotta just hang out here for a bit while this army gets rid of the exhaustion and is able to actually go do something about that city-state up top. But I'm pretty sure I have sufficient troops there to actually make a run at that city-state. I captured her. We'll just leave her in the crypt for now. Normally I like the passive knowledge and research and gold income or mana income that you can get from keeping people in their prisons. So we'll probably just try to take advantage of that. And then as for these guys, we're just looking for a path through the mountains. It does not look like there is one. It looks like I gotta go up and around, which is rather annoying. It's not exactly conducive to easily defending my empire, but well, that's okay. Getting these guys out here and picking a fight with purple is still probably the most important thing I think I can do. Not only to deny them dragons, but to set me up for having them in the future. I do have the lava rune steel that I could be casting. I'm not sure that I need it right now, so I'm gonna just not bother with it at the moment. I think we're good to go to the next turn. And once I hit, I I need to check in with my item forge. Is it just me, or does anyone else think that your binding essence and binding fragments, those really need to show up at the top here, like in this empty space? That would be really helpful. Just to see where those resources are at without having to click into the item forge every time to look at it. Yeah, that's 2 quarries there. That's a nice tile if I can grab it. Okay. Yeah, see, like, because I can click in here and it'll tell me. I wanna just off the top of my head, I want to throw together the type of axe that I want to make for my leader, and we'll throw fire damage on it, and we'll get more crit chance. We'll get more crit damage. We'll get. I mean, that's already actually really, really good for the build I'm going for him. But we'll do. Let's just to see how much this is going to cost. We'll do Retaliator and Inflict Burning. It's 100, right? So I'm going to save up a little bit for that. And maybe see if I can grab a couple magic materials along the way. Alright, so they are exhausted for 1 more turn, I think, which means that they need to sit here for 2 turns to heal, which is kind of annoying, but, oh, hey, I need to fix all the crap in this city. Like that. In fact, it's easier to just go in here and do it this way. It was only 2, actually, that they took out, so that's nice. I never did get that blacksmith built because they sieged the city before I had a chance to, so I'll go ahead and do that now. Because I am planning to build more troops here. I could send these guys up top. I think I'm going to at least move them up top. That way they're in a position where they can maybe intercept troops headed towards me. I think that was the reason why that battle was so lopsided. I think it was counting the catapults as extra tier 3s, which, yeah, would have made the battle a lot more difficult, but being able to stay out of their range kind of trivialized that. I'm going to move, let's see, you guys up here, and I want to make sure that he is stacked only with units that can promote. So it'd be the other defenders, and then the last one doesn't really matter. I guess I'll throw a pikeman his way since I have so many in the other army. Oh wait, no, he's already stacked. Okay. And I do want the healer with him. So the rest of these guys are just going to be a bunch of pikemen guarding a pyromancer. I'm fine with that. Everyone up there. What an army. A bunch of dudes with sticks and 1 fiery boy. Alright. They are good. They're a little winded, but they're at least in a position where they can do some stuff. Like, even though they won't be able to heal on the next turn, I can still run out and clear that and get some, you know, oh wait, oh yeah, that is food. Okay, yeah, and take that food for myself, which will add to Kingerhelm. That'll be nice. Might even get it to pop 10, and then I can build the town hall if I can scrounge together enough money for it anyway. These guys got to keep moving. Yeah. I don't like the route that this is forcing me to take, but it is the next best place to go. When do I get advanced logistics? 13 turns. It's going to be less than that because it'll go up when I unlock the next home. But I'm pretty sure that still, even if I enable road building, yeah, it's the same distance. So there's no sense spending money building a road right now. It's just faster to walk. I will send this scout with this group. Having an extra unit doesn't hurt, even if it is just a scout. I don't really have anything else for him to do at the moment, so I'll probably use them to build a network of roads once I actually can benefit from it. I think I'm going to have you, since these guys are going down, I've already explored that cave. I'm going to have this one go check this place out. See, oh, hello there. Okay, that's something I'm going to have to take, isn't it? That actually is probably next on my list. Yep, I'm going to have to capture Nebular Sanctum, because they're not allowed to have a city down here. I want to have cities down here. Okay, well, at least we have a target. Alright, Obsidian Forge gets to grow again. Ooh, I actually could get that nice tile there. Or I could take the Archon Blood. I think I would rather take the Archon Blood. Just to get... the city can't build anything, so the production doesn't matter as much. But the mana always does. So, yeah. We'll take the Archon Blood, and I think I'll take a research post on it. So I haven't built one of those in Obsidian Forge yet. So that's a bit of extra research and a lot of extra mana. And still not forging an item yet. Somebody cast Prelude of Doom on my guys. Demoralized for a turn. Okay, that doesn't actually matter. And how's Mana Font doing? I did say I wanted to check in on them. Pact of Vassalage in 1 turn. Okay. Well, let's take care of that. Let me make sure nobody's talking to Flowing Fields yet. Okay, cool. We're good. Everything looks okay. It's not like I can build anything else right now anyway, so... I need to get the mint in Obsidian Forge. Anything to boost gold. In fact, that's going to be a mine on that tile there. Yeah. I'm going to end up with a lot of mines in this city, so a mint and probably the treasury makes sense down there. Or whatever the merchant guild, whatever that thing is called. I think it's a merchant guild. And then after that, I might want to consider expanding more northward and trying to get some of these tiles out here, moving towards that outpost. Okay, we got these guys up here. They actually can heal. Oh, wait. Oh, that's interesting. So, I guess pro tip here that I just learned, their exhaustion went away before it calculated healing. So on that last turn, where it looks like they're not going to heal, they actually are. That's very interesting. I did not know it worked that way. Learn something new every day, I suppose. I did acquire haste berries. Okay, before I do anything else, you're my vassal, congratulations. I'm not talking to you anymore. Not for a while, anyway. More important that I start working on Flowing Fields now, considering my future plans for them. I did get the haste berries, so that's nice. These guys, I still have the quest to make them get a Pact of Loyalty, which I'm gonna finish that quest in 4 turns. Abducting Cyclone is ready, an excellent combat spell. Sets me up for all sorts of nice things. Zephyr Archer, we're going to grab. Abducting Cyclone is particularly good with Hephaestus. Hopefully I'll get a chance to demonstrate why in the future. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else for them to do. I'm constantly panning around looking to see if anyone is invading from some angle, but another ruler started negotiating. It doesn't matter. I'm not sure why it's giving me that notification now. I'm already their vassal. They're already my vassal. They should be enemies with everybody else. Yeah, they are. And now I can get some Rally of Liege units. What do I want? I want them to be my units. But is it worth paying the Rally of Liege cost? Or should I just... Oh, hello. You're slightly a problem, aren't you? Well, I'm not going to build walls in that city if he's in a position to take it. Alright. I might... The Rally of Liege units are actually cheaper than building them myself. So if I do that and then recruit them to my capital, which I think is probably what I want to do. Yeah, we could use another knight with that group. Okay, I'm going to take both of those and put them in my capital, and then they can deal with that that guy that just showed up, and maybe help protect my outpost. So we'll do the Aspirant Knight. Oh wait, actually I can only do one. The Aspirant Knight beats that guy, though. That's just one small elemental. Oh no, that's a storm. That's a tier 3. Crap. Okay, instead, different plan. The plan is to hope the computer is stupid. Also, I'm going to do cooperation with him and have them target defense on my capital. That way, if they send extra units, I get... my capital is kind of an out-of-the-way city with the way this cavern wall is, so I think building it this way is probably the best. Okay, I'm going to go back up top, and probably, I might regret doing this, but I've seen the computer be dumb before. They could easily go grab that outpost there if they wanted to, but they might not. And if I can get the walls on it, then I don't need to worry about a stray scout taking it. I'm hoping that he goes after Manafont instead. Or maybe he's just scouting and he won't attack anything. I don't really know for sure. Let's go ahead and take care of things over here, because I think I might be able to actually start a siege on this city if I'm quick. First off, let's send in one unit to make sure to get the clear here. We'll let them cast spells, I guess. It probably doesn't matter much, but I've got quite a bit of mana. Actually, no, you don't need to cast spells in this fight. That'd be dumb. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, that gets a decent amount of food for my city down here. It's not enough for them to grow, though, so we'll have to wait on that. Let's go back topside and see if I can reach... No, I can't quite reach High Pledge on this turn. The question then becomes, do I... Wait. Hang on. Oh, he could. Well, okay, technically I can, actually. Yeah, I could. Because I could split my hero off from the rest of the army. Although it risks him promoting without me being there to benefit from it as a shepherd. I'm not really sure why their movement's so slow. It's a road. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that another road there for 5? I don't know. You know what? Let's give it one more turn. There's no reason to over-rush this. We'll give it one more turn. I'll leave these guys on the road there so they can benefit. Well, they'll benefit from it even if they start just off the road, but I'll put these guys here, and then on the next turn, we'll make the advance. There's a little bit of healing I could do with. Yeah, I'm gonna commit to sending these guys out this way. I could pull them back and try to deal with, or make sure that this guy doesn't take that outpost, but I don't think it's worth turning that whole army around when I could go take an enemy city. That's just a lot better. So the other thing that I do want to do, though, is I am still going to probably build something in my capital. Particularly anything that gets me gold is what I want to aim for. The mint, I just can't afford, but I could boost it with another farm. So we'll actually wait on that and maybe do the academy instead. I could really use the research. The alternative is to do Rally of Lieges and get another knight. I think that's what I do. Aspirant Knight, let's do it. Recruit to own city, Obsidian Forge. I would rather have that. He may not be able to help do anything about this guy up here, but he can catch up to these armies over here and start getting experience towards leveling up to a full-fledged knight, which would be very nice. I'm going to have this scout get in the water and just sort of sail around this guy. Alright. I think we're good. Again, I'm pretty much out of money. Here's hoping that the AI is dumb and doesn't take the outpost that they could easily capture. If he does, then the money I put into the walls gets wasted. At least I'm pretty sure it does. Go somewhere else. Dang it. Yep, I was worried about that. Okay. They're probably going to take that and then try to turn it into a city and be really annoying about it now. I'll have to build enough units there to outnumber him. You know, I think 2 Aspirant Knights actually would probably do the trick. Or throwing in a Liege Guard. I think we can just build units to deal with him. The Liege Guard's expensive, but the Aspirant Knight will do bonus damage because that unit's by himself. And the Liege Guard could tank. They have enough resistance, they'll be alright. So we can deal with it and still continue our push over here. I'm gonna try to get this guy sailing way down south. I should have stopped for a second to see what they had in there, but I doubt it's enough to stop this. I think this army's pretty good. Alright, I guess we just charge. Yeah, just literally, let's just charge. I know what the goal is. Let's go get it. And then these guys up here, I should be able to reach the city now and siege it, yeah. In fact, they're pathing around that quarry when they don't need to. It's an enemy quarry, just stand on it, it's fine. Oh, hello, units. Hang on. This might have been a mistake. Oh, they don't have any heroes. Oh, wait, they have one in the city. This could get ugly. They had more here than what I thought. If I do siege, I lock these guys in, but no matter what I do here, I think I get attacked on the next turn, and I'm kind of outnumbered. I rushed in too quickly without scouting. That is my bad. And I might end up paying pretty dearly for this. So I'm not sure if I can win that fight. I think if they group up enough, and I get enough AoE off, I have a chance. But it's going to be ugly. I think no matter what I do in this case, they are going to attack me. So I'm going to start the siege anyway, just to get it going. The question is, do I want to add any siege projects? Spend the gold on it. I mean, raiding party is basically free money, so I am going to take that. Tower bombardment, maybe, but I don't think it. I think they'll attack me before that even matters, so I'm not gonna do tower bombardment. Although tower bombardment does take mana, so it's not as difficult on my economy. Depends on what kind of towers they've got. They've got the ballista towers. Those ones are pretty nasty to deal with. I will throw that on there just in case it's useful. Now, the correct play, had I been scouting properly and paying attention, would have been to move my units more like here and tried to bait the... Because these guys probably just stay on the city. I think that army is locked into that city. I don't think they leave. But because of where my units are positioned, if I get attacked, they're going to get pulled into the fight, I think. Well, no, wait, because they're behind walls. Actually, I don't think they would. And I don't think they'll come out either. If I back off, actually, I think I'm okay. I don't think this army... Because they're behind walls, and there's this weird thing in the game where the units that are behind walls don't help the units that are outside of the walls. But I think that's only if I... Oh, okay, I see the play. I attack them now. That's what it is. If I move down here and attack now, which I'm going to have to split off a cavalry unit to go do, but that's okay. If I attack now, it does not pull in the stack with the hero. It's still a risky battle, but it's one I can manage. Yeah, that is absolutely the correct decision. Let's do it. Risky battle. Let's allow spells and see what the auto does. I think this one's fine. Holy crap, it was not fine. Let's try again. Okay, what's the problem in this one? Normally when... It's probably spells, actually. They probably got some pretty nice spells, and they just have a lot of units. Fortunately, I have expendable units. These militia can all be thrown away if needed. So... But I don't want to, like, just get them destroyed for no reason. They need to go out doing some work. I don't want to move the Pyromancer there, because that guy will get in his face, so I'll move him as close as I can get down to that front line. And then the rest of these guys there. I could really use one shield up there. I think what I need to do more than anything is get my armies kind of together. Because that knight initiated the battle, he started in the middle, and everyone's kind of split up from each other, which is not ideal. Okay, I want to undo that move. I think I want to move them up like this. Because if that guy comes running in, I want to have him outnumbered. Nobody can reach my hero if I put him there, so that's a good spot for him. I can go give him warding. Yeah, this is going to be a tough fight, but I think I can do better than the AI did. I am definitely going to lose some stuff, but hopefully it's mostly just the kind of expendable militia that I don't really care about in the long term. I'm glad I bought the extras, though. Wait, what happened there? Oh, they created the... Wait, how'd they do that? That's that, like, reflection spell or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. I'll have to look at it here. Okay, there's a lot of units bunched up that I could inflict burning on, but gosh dang, I'm getting swarmed on this side. So we gotta do something about that. That has a 90% chance of inflicting burning. That's pretty good. If I can do damage to unit numbers, I could dramatically lower their damage output. I can get this guy back there and mess him up pretty good to keep him from healing anyone. And Vow of Healing is a very good healing spell. I don't want them getting that. What is this guy? He is some sort of copy of my unit. But I forget exactly what it is that did that. I think it was a spell. Combat Summon. Magic Origin. Umbral Demon. I don't remember what spell it is that does that. He is a combat summon, though, so does that mean I can ignore him? Treacherous Reflection, that's what it is. A copy of another unit. The reflection dies when the enemy unit dies. Okay, so he will die when this defender dies. So I can actually be a bit reckless with that defender, especially since he seems to be targeting that defender. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set these two units on fire. And I'm going to have this defender attack that one to do a bunch of damage to it. I'm gonna have this guy move. Actually, you can just... Is that Honor Blade? Gosh, they're tanky. Probably should have done this a little differently because now my knight's gonna be on fire. That's okay. Because I can still move to... So, in this case, it wants to... Wow, it wants to run him the dumbest possible way to go get that. I'm going to run him through like this. I'm going to ruin his day a little bit. I'm going to have as many of these guys kind of swarm him as possible, and we'll just deal with him by stabbing him a lot of times until he stops moving. And then we'll get the others down to help as soon as they can. I'm going to ignore this guy as long as he's attacking that shield. It is kind of annoying because that shield was close to evolving, but yeah, maybe I do want to, because this guy's kind of pinned down by all that stuff anyway. There's not really a lot extra that I do by keeping him around here, so I think coming down here and weakening him probably actually does help some. This guy's going to burn up before long. It's this big group over here that has me very concerned. I would love to defend, but this guy, no matter how much he defends, he's going to get killed. I could try to heal him, but to do so, I would need to move this guy into a forward-facing position. Can that be used in enemy zone of control? It might be worth doing, actually. Okay, we're going to just set as much stuff on fire as I can, I think. No matter what I do, it's going to be 4 units. So, all those guys right there, I think. That's a lot of burning, and then I can do Immolate on top of it for bonus damage, which is everyone except that one guy. I think that's probably the right call. We just got to crowd control here as much as possible. Then I move this guy up. I go ahead and heal him. This guy just defends. And then this guy goes here and he defends. They should be able to hold that line reasonably well. I really just want to keep them off of my mage. That's probably the most important thing here. Oh, he didn't heal. I thought he was going to heal all those guys. But no, he wanted to attack my horse for some reason. Okay, hold the line, guys. You're doing good. You're doing good. That defender might not make it, but... Oh, that guy in the middle, he's doing his best. Okay, I don't care if they go after him. That's fine. That guy died, so that's fine. You can come here and do some fire damage to somebody, but first I want to get you down in the mix. I'm going to have this guy take the... Okay, I see a potential good move here. It's a shame that the defenders are the ones getting swarmed. I would have rather the militia be the ones getting swarmed. I might lose that knight. But again, this is one of those fights where I'm gonna lose something, so it's probably okay. Since this guy's a combat summon, he's probably one of the last units I really need to worry about. Would rather try to get... Maybe get that guy, actually. He's a little bit of a problem. Yeah, let's kill him. Or weaken him more. You can get down in there and just put pressure on enemies. What does the mage do here? Mage gets bonus damage versus units that are on fire. I could Could mess up that honor blade pretty good. I think all I can do with this guy is really defend. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with my spell here. I have Abducting Cyclone that could be useful if I do it on the right unit, but I think in a fight like this, Immolate's probably better because of all the burning I've got on people. I think it's just more damage. More unit models killed. And it only targets enemies, which I kind of forgot it did that. That's nice. It's a very handy spell. I think dropping it here is probably for the best. It softens up a lot of units. This guy's going to go down. My mage is also probably going to die. Okay, what I can do here is... No, my mage is not going to die. Oh, hopefully not. Immolate would kill that unit that is threatening. So the thing I'm thinking is the Bannerman could do something here if I can free him up. So I probably want to use Immolate to free him up. If I kill this unit with the mage or weaken him enough, Immolate will kill that unit too. And then I can focus more on that side. I think since this guy has such high health... Oh, that kind of changes things. That means that I'm going to use Immolate on this group down here. Then I hit 4 units with it instead of 3. It still kills that guy. We're lowering their morale now too, so we might get some lucky fumbles. And then the Bannerman can kind of just do whatever. He could defend, he could... Yeah, it would give adjacent units resistance and status resistance. It's not really going to help this guy that much, but because these guys are still probably going to kill him. It would be nice if I could drop one more of their units, but I don't think I have the ability to do so. I'm going to have this guy soften up that unit. Especially since he's on fire, that basically guarantees he dies on the next turn. Actually, he can die now. That's more morale damage. This guy can't really do anything else but stab him, so I'm going to do that. This militia just needs to be in the way. You know what? I will go ahead and attack, because that unit's burning. This gets him down so low that... Oh, he just died. Okay, cool. I think it's the Sundered Defense. Sometimes it doesn't look like you'll kill a unit, but as you apply Sundered Defense, you do more and more damage. This shield definitely needs to defend. He probably won't live this fight, but... And then this guy's going to do a lot of damage to kind of whatever he wants, which sucks. I really, really would like to kill him. But I think I need to defend here. To lower the amount of damage he takes, yeah. I could... If I get a lucky shot, I could do decent damage to him. Yeah, we're gonna hold ground. I could sunder his defense, which... we're gonna trust him to try to hold on. I'll at least retaliate if that Honor Blade attacks me, unless he uses Defensive Strike. I think the best option here is to just give the resistance to the friendly unit, and that helps alleviate some of the cold damage this stuff can do. That Honor Blade will probably still die, unless this guy decides to split and go after my mage, which if he does, I might actually be okay with that. If it means... Sorry, Honor Blade. I meant the Defender will probably still die. But if this guy splits and goes after my mage, the Defender might have a chance. So, we'll see. I'm going to lose some stuff here. But I'm hoping it's more the militia. Okay, it looks like they do want to kill that Defender, unfortunately. That is to be expected, honestly. Okay, now I do have a unit in my mage's face, which I don't like, but the unit that's in my mage's face is weak. They killed a militia, that's fine. That guy burned to death, so we're good with that. And this is starting to look like I've got things under control, more or less. I need to get a unit down there to bother that evoker. They're going to do too much damage if I can't get this under control. The mage I need to free up. That's probably the most important thing. So how can I do that? I think that you could do that. If I do targeted like that there, it would hit my bannermen, but it's going to hit more of their units than mine. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'll damage my own unit to free up that mage. Then the mage can take out that honor blade, and I can go get into this guy's face with the knight. Or the mage can do this. Oh, that's way better. Yeah. There we go. There we go. That's looking good. And then I can put the militia here and just sort of box this guy in. Because he's a combat summon, I don't actually need to kill him. I just need to distract him. So we'll just box him in. We can get this guy down now to cause some trouble here. I want to get the bannerman out of here. He's pretty beat up. I'm going to have him go out here, heal the knight, so that the knight does more damage, charging into this guy. Okay, landing a crit makes things better. We'll get the injured units away, so they're not in danger of dying. The healthy shield can go here and just defend. And I will have this guy kind of come down with him, but just maybe stay out of the fire because he's a little hurt. And I still have a spell after all that too, so we're going to immolate again. And that actually takes care of another unit. In fact, I could just finish this off, could have just finished this off now. But I don't have a unit that can reach. Oh, they're running. And they burned to death. Sweet. Okay, that's a significantly better outcome than what the AI did. So, we also evolved one of our shields. Yeah, we have a Liege Guard now. That's excellent. Also, that would have given him some renown, so that's also good. And he got a level up. I have been wanting this, that whole battle, so I'm taking it now. Although, actually, I might need, in the current situation, I think foraging training might be better to help my units regenerate health a bit. Yeah, I think that's actually probably a better idea, so I think I'll do that. Unfortunately, I can't get the knight back in with that group, but I'll just throw one of the more injured militia in, and yeah, we'll do foraging training for him. Yeah. Okay. We need heals. Okay, that's a little better. It's not a lot better, but it's enough of a difference. Now, that's probably all the defenders they had outside of the city, I would assume. The ones in the city, I outnumber them enough that I should be fine, even in my injured state. So we should be okay. Plus, I did do the thing to damage their walls, which will probably help. What do I want to do down here? Probably anything that gets gold, honestly. A mint. I need more gold, and I need more farms for that. Surf quarters would require another forester. Oh wait, I'm gonna get some stuff back on the I'm gonna get another forester and another farm back on the next turn. Or not the next turn, but like soon. Actually, I need to save my gold because I can build the Town Hall Citadel here soon. And that's actually pretty important. So we're going to produce merchandise for a turn. That guy's just kind of camping out on there. I think he's capturing it. Yeah, he's capturing it. But that's not going to work out well for him if I can manage to get units produced down here. In my capital, I am going to go ahead and... Well, I was going to produce the Academy, but I think I want to save the money for hurrying that Liege Guard, because I'm pretty sure I get the Aspirant Knight on the next turn. So yeah, we're going to just produce merchandise, save up a little money, and try to deal with that situation down there. I also can get another Whispering Stone now, which means I could put one in each city. Is it worth the Imperium? Siegebreaker or Siege Specialization comes next. That's not super important. The more important one is Advanced Logistics. This one does me no good because the uninhabitable caverns prevent metropolitan society from effectively working for most underground situations, unless you have two cities in the same cavern. So I think that it's okay to go ahead and grab that extra Whispering Stone now. Yeah, let's do it. So then we can give one back to Mana Font and improve our vassal state with them. And now I have one in every single city that I care about. So we're doing good there. Looking good. All right. Do I want to go to the next turn? I don't know how long I've been recording, but I'm having so much fun and I don't want to stop. Let's go one more turn. Let's go one more turn and see where we're at. Come on, let me paint the camera. Okay, they see these guys coming and they're not happy about it. I think that might have slowed my guys down. Did it? Or is that just ice damage? It's just blizzard. I don't think that inflicts slowed. But I guess we can look. No, but it lowers status resistance. Who was it that cast that? Arvik the Dark? I think Arvik is this purple color. Okay. I can get you up top, and I could initiate that battle. But it's a high-risk battle I wouldn't win. I need the Liege Guard to make that a winnable fight. So, can I afford to just hurry him along? I think in this case, I probably want to do that because right now he's got one turn left before he captures that. I'm going to want to get those guys up there quickly to kill him before they have a chance to build walls in there. But if I make the Liege Guard, I don't know if he can get topside on this turn. I'm gonna try it. If he can just get up that cave entrance, then I've got this. It seems like a lot of money to spend to hurry production of one unit, but I think it's probably worth it. Can you at least get... Okay, good, he can. Perfect. So I'm gonna have him go up there, and then we'll send the knight up, and then I think we've got this guy. Low risk battle. I'm gonna turn off spells and try the auto and see what happens. I'm fine with that. That's okay. Because we're in friendly territory, he'll heal up nice and quick. Okay, so that solves one little problem. Then what I want to do is definitely get this Aspirant Knight back with the Mage's stack, so he's healing as fast as possible. Those guys just aren't going to heal at all, but again, they're the expendables, so that's okay. I don't have enough gold to really do much of anything. I'm going to have to wait on some buildings because of hurrying that that Liege Guard. But I think that's all right. I can't quite reach Nebular Sanctum on this turn, which is a bit of a bummer. I would really like to do that. I probably could if I fought my way through all this other crap, but I don't want to. I don't want to whittle my health down on my way to a siege. What I can do, and what I should have done on the last turn, well, I'm out of money, so I can't do it now, is I could build an outpost there. Ooh, if I took the gold mine, though, I would get money, and then I could build an outpost and have a little safe space here. You know what? I like that idea. Let's do that. This should be a very easy fight. I'm going to demand mana from these guys. I don't care that much about the good alignment, but having a surplus of mana, always nice to have extra mana on hand. And I just get 97 gold, which lets me build an outpost and carry on my way. Then, since I have a place to heal out here, I could go ahead and clear this and take it with a work camp. Nebular Sanctum, I will probably migrate to be My people? Oh, that guy flies. Okay, that scout's not going to last long. Yeah, that scout will just die if I go that way with him, so we'll send him back. Might have him join these guys. For the sake of doing a siege, a work camp would be better here. So I think... Actually, I could start the siege on this if I split this guy off, which I will probably do. Okay, if I go right through here and take this out, I can split him off. I'll get production for one of my cities too. Not that I can actually do anything with it, but I could build a mana obelisk. We'll see which city it gives the production to. I think I am going to clear this and then try to siege that city by splitting the hero off and starting it a little early. Yeah, I like that idea. They don't have a whole lot down here, from what I can tell, so hopefully I don't get in over my head. I'm going to auto-combat this. That should be a cinch with no... Yeah, nobody took any significant amount of damage, so I'll take it. I got the Wand of Rising Undead. Okay, cool. That's actually a useful item. I do have that ability on this guy already, but I'm going to give him that wand anyway, because now it gives him 2 different sources of it. I'm going to confirm that. I will probably take that item away from him eventually, but I do not want Hephaestus to have that item, because I don't want Hephaestus wasting his turn doing undead summon stuff. That is not worthwhile. He should be just hitting things really hard. Okay, let's go ahead and get this party started. And what do I want as far as siege projects go? We're going to take raiding party, because gold. We could do harassed defenders. I don't really think I am going to do anything other than raiding party here. Headlong assault, I would kind of like to, or undermine walls, I would really like to do, because I don't want to go up against full health walls, but I can't afford anything. Gosh, I'm at 99 gold. Can I squeeze 1 gold out of something? Is there anything that I'm producing or doing that I could get 1 more gold? There is not, as far as I know. There's nothing I can cancel. There's nothing I can do. Ooh. I could get this, though. Wait, hang on. Oh, no. I was thinking of this one that discounts siege project costs. But no, this just gives me 1 extra siege project. That doesn't help me right now. However, this does. The Breastplate Champion of the Hero. This is an amazing item for my leader, and I always take it as soon as I can get it. This immediately goes on him. I do need to remember to put that chestplate of vitality on somebody else on my next turn, because it's a pretty good chestplate. The mage could use it, I think, so yeah, I'll give it to the mage probably. But yeah, this is an amazing item. Plus 2 defense, plus 20% damage with melee attacks, which is all he does, and 20% crit hit chance, which, bear in mind, we can make an axe that increases his crit chance and his crit damage. So he's going to get pretty dang strong. One thing I could do, I could execute this person. No, wait, I can't. Dang it. I don't have the prison. So that's not an option either. I was thinking execute them and then sell the remains, but I can't do it. We're just going to have to hope they don't reinforce this too much. The one nice thing is they don't have a whole lot of melee. Or, they don't have a whole lot of ranged units. So, and Hephaestus can kind of smash the walls up and make ways for my guys to get in. So as long as they don't reinforce it too much, I think I'm okay. Another city-state's sending a war party after me. I have no idea of knowing where that'll show up. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think we're looking okay here. This got a little messy, but handled it about as well as was possible, I suppose. And I think this is where we wrap this episode up, guys. I would like to know if anyone knows how I could just get 1 more gold so I could add Undermine the Walls to that siege project. That would be super nice. Let me know. But I can't think of a way at the moment. Let me check my stuff in here. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that, making that axe. Well, actually, wait. Maybe I do. Maybe I do want to just go ahead and make a tier 3 axe. And now we'll wait. We'll wait. I'm still trying to collect binding essence, so we'll wait and do a tier 4. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you know how I could get literally 1 more gold coin, let me know. But aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys next week. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including tier 3 supporters Dawson Horner, Devin Larson, Jimbro, Roderick, and Sarah Feingold. Thanks so much, everybody.